One of the biggest mistakes people make in life is trusting their friends more than their enemies. It sounds backwards, but historically, some of the worst betrayals people experience come from the people that are closest to them. Not because friends are bad people, but because friendship introduces emotions that power does not tolerate well: jealousy, entitlement, comparison. You know your friends in a social setting. You laugh together, you trust them, you share experiences. But you rarely know your friends in a power setting. You don't know how they will behave when money is involved, when authority is involved, and when you're the one correcting them, managing them, or holding them accountable. That's where things begin to change. Law number 2 from Robert Greene's 48 Laws of Power says, never put too much trust in friends. Learn how to use enemies. At first, this sounds harsh, but the law is not about avoiding friendship. It's about understanding how power changes relationships. One of the most common mistakes people make is bringing their friends into business. You know them socially, you trust them, so you hire them. But the moment you become their boss, everything changes. Correcting them, managing them, and holding them accountable, these things suddenly become emotionally painful. Most people would rather tolerate poor performance than have a difficult conversation with a friend. And once a friend works for you, it becomes far more difficult to remove them. What began as generosity can slowly turn into resentment on both sides. The same principle applies to money. Never loan money to friends. When you loan money to a friend, you create an invisible burden between the two of you. Every conversation becomes slightly awkward. Every time you see them, the debt is silently sitting in the room. If you decide to help a friend financially, it is far better to follow an old idea. If you give a man a fish, you feed him for a day. If you teach a man to fish, you feed him for a lifetime. And if you do end up giving money to friends or family, treat it as a gift, not a loan. Give it freely and never expect it back. If you cannot afford to do that, then it's far better not to even give the money in the first place. Robert Greene writes that when you begin working closely with friends, you slowly discover habits that they have once kept hidden. Another emotion often appears: entitlement. When someone receives a job, money, or opportunity because of friendship, they may feel like they deserve it. They didn't earn it through competition, they received it through proximity. Greene even suggests that this can often create a subtle sense of condescension. It can feel like charity. And charity can quietly produce emotions like envy and resentment. An enemy is different. An enemy does not feel entitled. An enemy has something to prove. Because of that, they often work harder. They stay sharper and they remain more disciplined. And even if an enemy eventually betrays you, you expected it, or at least you should have. But betrayal from a friend is far more dangerous because it arrives unexpectedly and often causes far more damage, even catastrophic damage. Friends are friends. Enemies are enemies. Power requires understanding the difference. Use each accordingly.